evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Philosophy Talks. Today we have a very interesting show for you. We have three special guests here to discuss the role that technology plays in our lives and whether or not it obscures our pursuit of a good life. First, I'd like to introduce Professor Heindel, an expert on ancient philosophy. Next, Professor Hoagland, exploring the idea of modern philosophy. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce Professor Hooper to bring us up to date on the postmodern philosophy. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, everyone. It is my firm belief that technology obscures our pursuit of the good life. I will address the ideas of Plato and Aristotle to help me make my point. We must first ask ourselves what constitutes a good life. A good life, in reference to the allegory of the cave, is achieved when one emerges from the cave and sees the light. This means that the individual has then seen the truth. To Aristotle, a good life is analogous with virtue. Perfecting the soul will help us attain the good life. Technology plays a major role in our society today, but technology is only hindering our pursuit of a good life. Technology has made it all the more difficult to emerge from the cave. How can we possibly see the light when technology created numerous more puppets that cast the shadows of the truth? Each day we are bombarded with information from sources such as the media, which provide us with countless different viewpoints. Technology has also distracted us from the pursuit of virtues. Society devotes more of its time advancing technology than advancing the individual's soul. Rather than looking at the beauty of nature, those caught up in technology look at nature and wonder how they can use it. Jagadesh Kumar describes in an article some adverse effects of technology. Technology reduces our ability to think critically and has led to less active human beings. Additionally, becoming too focused on acquiring the newest technological tools can distract from the true meaning in life. As stated in the article, technology also traps us in the virtual world, downplaying the importance of real-world relationships. Technology is present in every aspect of our lives. However, it is interfering with our pursuit of the good life. As stated by philosophers such as Plato and Aristotle, we need to focus more on truth and virtue. This is what constitutes a good life.
Thank you, Professor Heindel. Now let's see what Professor Hoagland has to say about this.
Professor Angella made some good points, but I must disagree. I believe that technology truly does help us find the good life. In the pursuit of a good life, one of the most crucial things is that we want to be healthy. Even in ancient philosophy, Aristotle had the view that when we as people are sick, we want to get well. Once we are well, we are ultimately become happy. Through the advancement of technology, we are able to find new ways to cure sickness, and we are also able to discover what helps us maintain a healthy life. Also, when we are hurt or injured, the advancements in technology have made it easier for surgeries and faster and easier for us to recover. In James Surowiecki research, 2 out of 3 people died before the age of 30. Today, the average life expectancy is almost 80 years, and it continues to increase. But I must also agree with Immanuel Kant on his view. Kant says, morality by itself constitutes a system, but happiness does not, unless it is distributed in exact proportion to morality. This, however, is possible in an intelligible world only under a wise author and ruler. We believe that happiness can only be found in an intelligible world. Through technology, we are able to learn new things and get smarter. The view of a more intelligible world also helps tie in with Descartes' view on science. Descartes believed that the only way to find out what is right is by actually discovering what is true. Through science and technology, we are able to do that in our modern society. Also, anything that we have in our modern society, from our houses to our easy access to food and water, has been made possible through technology.
Very interesting, Professor Hoagland. Now let's see Professor Hooper's view.
Contrary to the beliefs of Professor Heindel and Professor Hoagland, I believe that technology, only when used correctly, can enhance the experience of life and eventually lead us to the good life. According to Professor Heindel's argument, technology does not lead to the good life at all. because it distracts from perfecting your soul. I disagree with this because in many cases, technology can help a person perfect their soul. And one way technology does this is through medicine. When a person is afflicted with a mental disease, it can affect the way they think and feel, thus making them do things and think ways that, if not for the disease, they would not. Medicine can correct the issues in the brain and bring the person back to who they actually are, helping them make better decisions and aiding in the development of their perfect soul. While I do believe that technology can improve our lives, I also believe it has to be used in moderation. When technology is overused, it can take over our lives and ruin our abilities to be social with those around us. Every day, whether I'm walking through the quad, in class, or out for a meal, I'm always seeing people forgoing the opportunity to have conversation with their peers in order to stare at the screens of their phones, laptops, or tablets. This problem does not exist because we have technology. It exists because using our phones and other devices is easier than talking to those around us. Technology just makes these options more available. Professor Heindel argues that technology is distracting from our morals and basic intellectual virtues. While this may be true, if we don't spend as much of our time working on tasks that can be accomplished by machines, we can spend our lives working to perfect our souls. Technology can help us achieve the good life by making us healthier and more educated individuals. It can help our society become more unified by making us better connected. But technology can also obscure our way to the good life by distracting us from our goals of finding good friends and loved ones. Overall, technology can only lead to better lives if it is used in moderation.
Thank you, Professor Hooper. That was very well said. Now, I noticed that you guys tended to attack each other's arguments. Is there anything you'd like to discuss?
I'd just like to point out, what good does technology do for our society if we're not advancing our souls, us as individuals?
Because technology proves what is true in life, and through science and technology,
But the truth is finding the light and discovering things and virtues and morals.
Well, personally, virtue, morals, and light is all bullshit.
Whoa, guys. Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Calm down. I think that we've learned from the Brave New World is that you can't have a 100% technology-driven society. You also have to have morals and virtue. If you don't, then nobody is truly happy.
Fantastic. That's very good, guys. Anything else you want to talk about? I think from what we've learned today, that by taking parts from each extreme, it provides us with the best combination of ideas to allow us to grow as human beings, with technology and moral intellectual virtue together to form a well-rounded person. I want to thank our guests for being here, and you for joining us today. Have a great night.
Even when he brought John the Savage back, he saw that you can't have a 100% technology-driven world. You need both things to help out shit.
That was good. That was clear in New York.
I would just like to point something out. I'm a little bit confused as to how technology does any good. It was going so good. It was so good.